Okay, this is Gamer Dom and welcome back to my replays. This one was a game I did a couple of days ago. In this, I don't know why I really like it so much, but it's the German Tier 5 heavy tank. It's I unlocked it as part of my route down to get to the Panther, but you have to go through a couple of heavy tanks before you get to the medium, and this one at tier 5, for some unknown reason, I really enjoy. Well, I do know why. I really enjoy it because it has an extremely good gun. It's a tier 5 tank with effectively a tier 7 gun. It's very accurate. Doesn't give out a huge amount of damage, but it's a tier 5 tank, right? So you know you're not going to do huge amounts. The problem with it is what you're seeing here. It's very slow indeed, and the other problem, which you'll soon see probably, is it doesn't have any armor. There you go. A goat. Now the goat is a champion tank, obviously, puts one straight through it. There's a little bit of armor on the turret, but really not very much even there. So, but at this tier we should be alright, and the reason for heading over here is to try and get into some kind of sort of hold down positions using these sand dunes. And you can see, oh, they just pulled back. The DW2 is a god awful tank, and I put one through his turret. He's got no armor. Oh, that thing blocked my hit on the Chinu. What's the Chinukai doing? You're in a premium, you're not Superman yet. No, well, and you see I came too far forward there, and I took a shot from the SDVZ39. He could see my lower plate and hit me easily. The armor on the side is terrible. There is a I don't know what he's doing. He's just making a run for it. Don't know what. Anyway, whatever. We'll farm this, and you can see the gun fires very rapidly, very accurate. Good DPM. It's about 130 average damage, and there's one of my compatriots. Now what he's doing is turning side on, which is not really a good thing, although I managed to hit his tracks rather than hit him. Side armor on this thing is even worse than the frontal armor. It doesn't carry any HE, otherwise I would have loaded HE and put one into the side of him, because it would do maximum damage to him. But for whatever, I must have ammo racked him, I think, because his rate of fire plummeted. So anyway, there you go, he's down. Oh, somehow, for some reason, I went on to premium there. I've no idea why. Did not need premium. Must have hit the button by accident. Maybe because mentally I was thinking I need to do HE here, but you don't have HE on this gun, so... So, we've pretty much cleared up that area. I've done 1400 damage, 2 kills. The cap looks under threat, so I'm getting my... slow moving arse over there to see what I can do to help out. We've got one tank who's reset it a couple of times, but you know he's going to pay for it with his life, because there's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemy tanks over that way, and it's now back to 5-all. So there's a KV1 who's a difficult proposition. I'm aiming for his turret, because that is actually well, I was aiming for his turret because that was, I thought, all I could see, but I could actually see a bit more. But I put one through the side of his hull. The front of the hull is really strong. So I'm being hit by... Who's hitting me? Oh, that's STVZ39. He's chased me all the way across the bloody map. He's desperate to get me. But he doesn't want to take a 75mm shell, because that wouldn't be good. So I've got one to the front of me, one to the back of me. Looks like the DW2 is going to keep the SD busy, so I'm going to come down here into the gully and see what we can do with the Skoda. Skoda this time donks one into the dirt, and I've got him. There's no way I can't. Oh, and I leave him on 9 health, but we'll ram him, shall we? Ram. Oh, just get a glancing blow. Wow. So we're through the gully. It's 8-6, so it's still very close. Done 1800 damage though, so that's pretty good. For a tier 5 tank, that's pretty good. Oh, and the cap's really getting on, so let's see if we can hit this LV. Now where that was a ghost shell, wasn't it? Because that was it was actually heading straight for his turret. Should have gone through him, it didn't. So we'll hit the KV-1. We can hit him in that middle strip. Oh, we'll take the Marder who just wandered into the shot. So we've reset mainly. I think it's that Churchill's got most of the cap points. Yep, he did. So we've reset heavily. And just a tip for you guys, you know, there we go. I got killed. When you aim for a tank in the cap to reset it, aim for the one that he thinks has been there the longest, because he's likely to have the most cap points. And the longer you're in, the more you get cap points. So if you're the first tank in, you're in there for 10 minutes, and not 10 minutes, if you're in there for a couple of minutes and then other people join you, you will have proportionately more of the cap points than somebody else. So if somebody hits you, you get reset many more points than if they hit one of the newer entries. So that's what I did with the Churchill. So he carried most of the cap points, and it's a good thing for you to be aware of when you're trying to decap, is making sure that you aim for the one that you think has been in there the longest. So there you go, he's been hit again, and you see the capture bar drop down. But I think it's going to be in vain, this battle. We just haven't, I don't know what our KV-1's doing. He's not really moving forward. Oh, he looks like he's AFK. Oh, joy. So it looks like he's AFK. It looks like the STVZ39 is AFK. And we've only got the Churchill moving. Oh joy. So I think that is basically game over. Churchill alone with 2 bots, one of whom was in the top tier. That's a really disappointing way to lose the game. Really disappointing. What can you do? So that was really disappointing. The game went on. The Churchill tried to take the cap, but he couldn't do anything against all those enemy tanks. And sure enough, our KV-1 and STVZ39 were both AFK. So from what looked like we were going to win, we ended up losing, which was a huge disappointment because I had a monster game in this VK. It was an ace tanker, bruiser, duelist, fighter, fire for effect, and high caliber. Finished as you would expect, top of the pile on XP, base XP of 1203, and hats off to the Panzer 2A over here on the enemy team. He had a blinder as well, did over 1000 base XP. So we did 2272 damage and 4 kills, 26 shots fired, 23 of them hit. I mean, the accuracy of that gun is phenomenal. 18 penetration, so the penetration is also extremely good for our 2200 damage, most of which was at relatively short range. I started off with this tank sitting back a lot, and I still think it's not a bad sniper, but if you can get into a position where you're hull down and all they can see is the front of your turret, you can bounce some shots. So sure enough, I took 13 hits, 7 of which penetrated, 6 didn't. So that wasn't so bad. Got 50 reset points, 54 reset points, 44,000 credits plus nearly 5,000, which will be for courageous resistance. Fired a bit of premium by accident, actually. I didn't really mean to have that loaded. 27,000 profits still on a loss, which is pretty darn good. And on a loss we still made, or I must have had some sort of specials running, because I still made 3,600 XP on a loss. So yeah, disappointing. You can only carry so much, particularly in these lower tier games, but you know, what can I do? We've got 4 tanks did no damage at all. This KV-1 moved forward and then stopped, and this STVZ39, well, he must have been active at some point, but he also dropped out. So yeah, if these two had supported the Churchill at the end, who knows, we might have won. We might have done. I don't know. They only had 2 tanks left at the end, so hey ho, we didn't. Could have, should have, maybe, but we didn't. So anyway, that was another ace tanker in the very, very good fun for me anyway, the VK3001H. Great gun, poor armour, not great mobility. But I'm keeping it and I'm enjoying playing it, so stick that one on your pipe and smoke it. This is GamerDom, thanks for watching. If you feel like you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe and like, and I'll see you again. Enjoy yourselves out on the battlefield, have fun, don't take it too seriously, and I'll see you again.